The meaning of dreaming about a storm. There are dreams that do not go unnoticed. They do not arrive gently or quietly. They invade the mind like a warning, jolt the body awake with a racing heart, and leave in the air a sense of urgency that is hard to explain. Dreaming of a storm is exactly like that. Lightning tearing through the sky, strong winds, heavy rain, and the threatening sound of thunder create a scene that carries deep messages from the unconscious and the spiritual world. Nothing in a storm is random. When it appears in a dream, something within you is asking for immediate attention. The storm as a reflection of inner chaos, psychological and spiritual perspectives. Dreaming of a storm often reveals an intense emotional state, frequently repressed during waking life. Psychologically, this dream arises when the mind is overloaded with internal conflicts, difficult decisions, or unexpressed emotions. The storm represents accumulated feelings that have found no conscious outlet, such as anger, fear, anxiety, or frustration. Spiritually, this dream points to a period of purification. Just as a storm cleanses the air and the land, the spirit goes through a process of energetic cleansing. It is a sign that something needs to be released so that a new cycle can begin, even if the process seems frightening at first. Heavy rain and repressed emotions. The unconscious in motion. When the storm in the dream is marked by intense rainfall, the main symbol is linked to emotions. Water represents the emotional field, and heavy rain indicates deep feelings overflowing. From a psychological point of view, it can be a warning that you have been holding on to emotions for too long, avoiding confrontations or ignoring old wounds. Spiritually, the rain of the storm points to an energetic outpouring, a moment when the soul asks for relief. It is common for this dream to appear before emotional crises or major emotional releases, as if the unconscious were preparing the ground for a necessary liberation. Lightning and thunder, sudden revelations and awakenings. Lightning in dreams symbolizes sudden clarity. In the midst of the chaos of the storm, light appears for an instant, revealing what was hidden. Psychologically, this indicates unexpected insights, truths that emerge abruptly and change your perception of people or situations. Thunder represents the emotional impact of that revelation. Spiritually, lightning and thunder are signs of awakening. Something is being revealed on the spiritual plane, breaking illusions and calling you to see a greater truth, even if this initially brings fear or discomfort. Strong winds, loss of control or the need for change. Wind in a storm symbolizes invisible forces that move everything around. When it appears intensely in a dream, it indicates a feeling of losing control over one's own life. Psychologically, it may represent unexpected changes, external pressures, or influences that are affecting your decisions. Spiritually, the wind is the breath of transformation. It knocks down fragile structures to make room for the new. Dreaming of strong winds during a storm is a clear warning that resisting change only increases suffering. The soul asks for flexibility and trust in the process. Destructive storm, the breaking of old structures. When the storm in the dream causes destruction, knocks down houses or trees, or causes severe damage, the symbolism is profound. Psychologically, it represents the collapse of old patterns, limiting beliefs, or relationships that no longer support your growth. The unconscious shows that something needs to end so that you can move forward. Spiritually, destruction is not punishment, but liberation. What falls during the spiritual storm are structures that hinder your growth. This dream often precedes major personal transformations, even if they initially come accompanied by pain or apparent losses. Watching the storm from a distance, awareness and preparation. Dreaming that you observe a storm from afar reveals a heightened level of awareness. Psychologically, it indicates that you perceive conflicts and intense emotions, but are not yet completely immersed in them. There is an attempt to maintain emotional control. Spiritually, this dream suggests protection and warning. The storm symbolizes challenges that are approaching, but the fact that it is at a distance shows that you still have time to prepare. It is a call to strengthen your mind, your emotions, and your spirituality before facing deeper changes. Being in the middle of the storm, direct confrontation with the unconscious. When the dreamer is at the center of the storm, feeling the wind, the rain, and the fear, the meaning is intense. Psychologically, this reflects a moment of emotional or mental crisis, where it is no longer possible to run from one's own feelings. The unconscious demands confrontation, Spiritually, being in the middle of the storm indicates an initiation process. The soul goes through trials to reach a new level of spiritual maturity. Despite the suffering, this dream carries the promise of growth and strengthening after the chaos. The nighttime storm, hidden fears and inner shadows, storms that occur at night, carry even deeper symbolism. Psychologically, darkness represents the deep unconscious, where unresolved fears, traumas, and insecurities reside. The nighttime storm indicates that these shadows are coming to the surface. Spiritually, this dream suggests a confrontation with parts of the soul that have been denied or repressed. It is a call for inner integration, to accept your own shadows as part of the process of healing and spiritual evolution. The calm after the storm, rebirth and emotional relief. Dreaming of the end of the storm is one of the most powerful symbols of this dream. Psychologically, it represents relief, conflict resolution, and emotional recovery. After a period of tension, the mind begins to find balance again. Spiritually, calm symbolizes rebirth. Energy reorganizes itself, bringing peace, clarity, and new paths. This dream confirms that suffering is not eternal and that every storm fulfills a purpose, to prepare the ground for something better and more aligned with your essence. The final message of the storm: inevitable transformation. Dreaming of a storm is never an empty dream. It appears as a messenger from the unconscious and the spiritual plane, announcing changes that can no longer be postponed. Psychologically, it is an invitation to self-knowledge and emotional release. Spiritually, it is a clear sign of transformation, cleansing, and realignment of the soul. The storm frightens, but it also strengthens. Those who understand its message stop fearing it and begin to see it as a necessary rite of passage toward a more conscious, authentic, and spiritual life. If you are curious to learn more about dream interpretations, leave your like, subscribe to our channel, and activate notifications so you'll always be notified when new videos are posted here. A big hug, and I'll see you in the next dream.